I welcome learners from online community. I'm delighted to bring you today's tutorial titled Rationalization of Sorts. This tutorial is packed with in-depth explanations on how to rationalize sorts. So if you are new to our channel, you do well to subscribe to our channel for notification of new videos. So as we can see in the paper here, we have some questions we are going to use for the practice examples. So let's start with question number one. So let's start with question number one. Now the question says rationalize the denominator of the following. Rationalize the denominators of the following. Now to rationalize a sort simply means that you should make the denominator a whole number. If we look at this question now, you see in question number one, the denominator is irrational number, root 3. So we need to make this root 3 a whole number. In number 2, we have root 18. So we need to make this root 18 a whole number. Then number 3, we have root 5. So we need to make root 5 a whole number. That's what we mean by rationalize the sort. So now let's rationalize this sort and see what we are going to get. So let's begin with question number one. Now, how do you rationalize this sort? How do you make this 6 all over root 3? This root 3 now, how do we make it to become a whole number? Now, what you do is that you are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so let's take it practically. 6 over root 3. Now, to rationalize this, we are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by this denominator. So we multiply 6 by, the denominator is root 3 all over, multiply root 3 by root 3. So let's see what we are going to have there. 6 times root 3, that will give us 6 root 3 all over. Root 3 times root 3 is just like saying 3 times 3. 3 times 3 will give us 9. So we can say root 3 times root 3 is equal to root 9. So that will give us 6 root 3 all over. Square root of 9 is 3. So you see that 3 that was inside square root is now a whole number. So by doing this, you have rationalized the sort. Now, we can further bring this number down to lowest term by saying 3 cancel itself and cancel 6 2 times. So when 3 cancel itself, that will be 1. And anything divided by 1 will give you that same thing. So here we can have 2 root 3, 2 root 3 all over 1, which is equal to 2 root 3. So this will be our answer. This will be our answer for number 1 question. So let's take number 2 question. Number 2 question says 7 over root 18. Rationalize 7 over root 18. Now, in this case now, I'm not going to multiply this 18 by 7 because there is a number that can go into 18. Okay, so I'm going to first of all simplify this 18. Now watch, I'm going to have something like this, 7 all over, 9 can go into 18 2 times. So I'm going to write this root 18 as root 9 times root 2. Okay, so that will become 7 all over, square root of 9 is what? 3. So that will be 3 times root 2, which is equal to 3 root 2. Sorry, that's 3 root 2. Now, is this our final answer? No, because the denominator still contains a rational number, which is root 2. So we need to, solve to remove this root 2, because we need the denominator to be a whole number. We don't need square root at the denominator. So what do? We are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. Multiply the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So that will give us 7 times 3 root 2 all over 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So let's see what we have from there. 7 times 3 is what? 7 times 3 is 21 root 2. 7 times 3 root 2 will give us 21 root 2 all over. Now watch this place. We have 3 here, we have 3 here. So these 3 are not inside square root. So we are going to multiply 3 times 3 is what? 3 times 3 is 9. Then this 2 and this 2 is inside square root. This 2 is also inside square root. So we are going to say root 2 times root 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2. That will give us square root of 4. And we know that square root of 4 is what? 2. So root 2 times root 2 is 2. Now another way of getting the answer there is that when you multiply a root number by itself, the answer will be that number. Okay? So if I say root 2 times root 2, the answer is 2. Root 3 times root 3, the answer is 3. Root a times root a, the answer is a. So take note of that. So root 2 times root 2, that will give us 2. So we are going to multiply that 2 by this 9. So that's going to give us 21 root 2 all over. 9 times 2 is what? 18. Now, we can further simplify this because there is a number that can cancel 21 and cancel 18. And that number is what? 3. So 3 will cancel 21 7 times, cancel 18 6 times. So the final answer will be 7 root 2 all over 6. So you can see that this 6 now is no longer a rational number. The 6 is now a whole number. So you have rationalized that question. So let's take number 3 question. Now number 3 question say we should do what? Rationalize 5 all over root 5. Rationalize 5 root 5. That's number 3 question. So for us to rationalize 5 all over root 5, okay, so what do? We are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So that's going to be 5 times root 5 all over root 5 times root 5. So this will give us 5 times root 5, that is 5 root 5 all over. Now remember what I said, when you multiply two root numbers, the answer is that number. So root 5 times root 5 will give us 5. So at this point, we can say this 5 cancel this 5. So the only thing you are left with there is root 5. So your answer will be root 5. Okay, so now you can see how to rationalize simple surd. So now let's look at the next thing we have there. Okay. Now take a look at this question. Take a look at this question. Simplify, open bracket, 2 root 3 minus 4, close bracket, open bracket, 2 root 3 plus 4. So simplify that. Okay. We have open bracket, simplify, open bracket, let me recopy the question, 2 root 3 minus 4, 2 root 3 minus 4, close bracket, and open bracket, 2 root 3 plus 4, 2 root 3 plus 4. Okay, so this is what we are going to simplify next. Now to simplify this, let me show you what we call difference of two squares. I'm going to explain difference of two squares here. Now watch this. Let's say that we have open bracket a minus b, open bracket, a plus b, close bracket. Now, when you come across something like this, we call this difference of two squares. Now, to simplify this, or to open this bracket, what you simply do is this. Since we have a in the first bracket, we have a in the second bracket, we can say a times a is what? A square. Now we have b in the first bracket, we have b in the second bracket. And you can multiply these two signs, minus times plus, that will give us minus. So b times b, that will give us b square. So this is it. Now if we apply this same knowledge we got here, if you apply the same thing here to this question, we are going to have something like this: 2 root 3 minus 4 in the first bracket. Then we have 2 root 3 plus 4 in the second bracket. So you can see this is very similar. In fact, this is the same thing we have here, not similar. So this a represents this 2 root 3. This b represents this 4. You get that? So we can say, to simplify this, we are going to say 2 root 3. 2 root 3. So we have 2 root 3 square. Then minus times plus, which we know is what? Minus. Then 4 times 4, that will give us 4 square. Okay? So now, let's see what we are going to get from there. Now, this 2 root 3 square means 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. So what we are going to do is this. We are going to square this 2. Square this 2 and square this root 3. So I can write that in as 2 square times root 3 square minus 4 square. So that's going to give me 2 square is what? 2 square is 4. That's 2 times 2 is 4. Then times root 3 square means root 3 times root 3, which is 3. So that will be 4 times 3. Then minus 4 square means 4 times 4, which is 16. So this will give us 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 16. So 12 minus 16 is going to give us negative 4. So the answer is minus 4. Okay. So I think we are done with that question. So let's see the next question. The next question says simplify simplify 4 minus root 5 all over 4 plus root 5 plus 4 plus root 5 all over 4 minus root 5. Now, this question is going to take a little bit of time, but just follow up and see how it is done. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is that we are going to simplify this first. Then after that, we'll simplify this. Then we add our answer. You get that? So let's simplify this. Let's simplify 4 minus root 5 all over 4 plus root 5. Now remember, you have to rationalize this. We don't need this root 5 at the denominator. So in this case, what do? And don't forget that this is different from the previous example we did, because you cannot multiply this numerator by root 5. What about this 4? So in this case now, you are going to find what we call conjugate of the denominator. So the denominator is 4 plus root 5. So the conjugate is going to be, the conjugate is just change this plus. If the denominator is plus, the conjugate will be minus. If it is minus, the conjugate will be plus. So the conjugate of this 4 plus root 5 is going to be 4 minus root 5. So now what do you do with this conjugate? You are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by this conjugate. So we can say 4 minus root 5, which is the numerator, times the conjugate, which is 4 minus root 5 also. Then all over, the denominator is 4 plus root 5 times the conjugate, which is 4 minus root 5. So now you can go further to simplify this. Now, let's simplify this numerator now. 4 times 4, that will give us 16. Then this 4 times this minus negative root 5. 4 times negative root 5, that will give us negative 4 root 5. Then this minus root 5 times this 4, that's negative root 5 times 4. That will give us negative 4 root 5. Then negative root 5 times negative root 5. You know, minus times minus is plus. So root 5 times root 5, that will give us 5. So we can say all over. Now look at the denominator. The denominator now is a difference of two squares. Difference of two squares, because one of the brackets is plus, one is minus. So once you have the two brackets, one is plus, one is minus, and you have the same number inside the two brackets, you simply use the difference of two squares, okay, to save your time. So difference of two squares is going to be 4 times 4, that's what, 4 square, minus root 5 times root 5, that will give us 5. Okay, so we are going to have, let's simplify the numerator. So 16, collect like terms, bring those numbers that doesn't have root together. So 16 plus 5. 16 does not have root, 5 does not have root, so we bring them together. 16 plus 5, that's going to give us 21. Then negative 4 root 5 minus negative 4 root 5. Sorry, negative 4 root 5, negative 4 root 5. That's minus 4 root 5 minus 4 root 5. So that's going to give us minus 8 root 5. Minus 4 minus 4. That will give you minus 8. So minus 8 root 5. All over 4 square is 16 minus 5. So we are going to have 21 minus 8 root 5 all over 16 minus 5, that will be 11. So now let's drop it here. Let's keep our first simplification. That's after we have simplified this, we got this. So let's keep it here. Now let's target this one. Let's solve for this one and see what we are going to get. So we have 4 plus root 5 all over 4 minus root 5. So use that same techniques. Use the same method we use in this one. So what do? Find the conjugate of the denominator. So if the denominator is 4 minus root 5, the conjugate is going to be 4 plus root 5. So multiply that conjugate by the numerator, which is 4 plus root 5 times the conjugate here is what? 4 plus root 5 all over 4 minus root 5 times the conjugate is what? 4 plus root 5. So now let's simplify this. This 4 times this 4. 4 times 4 is what? 16. This 4 times this plus root 5, that will give us plus 4 root 5. So we now use this root 5. So plus, that's positive root 5 times positive 4. That will give us 4 root 5. So plus times plus is plus. Root 5 times root 5 is 5. So all over, what do you have at the denominator? Can you see? So we have a difference of two squares because one is plus, one is minus. So you use your difference of two square method. So that will be 4 square minus root 5 square is, root 5 times root 5. That will give us 5. So we can now collect like terms at the numerator. So 16 here does not have roots. 5 does not have roots. So we are going to add them together. 16 plus 5, that will give us 21. Now plus 4 root 5 plus 4 root 5, that will give us plus 8 root 5 all over 4 square is 16 minus 5. So we are going to get something like this. 21 plus 8 root 5 all over 16 minus 5, that's 11. So now after we have simplified this one, after we simplify this, now we got our answer to be 21 plus 8 root 5 all over 11. So now, you know, the question says that we should add this. Add this. So when we simplify this one, this is what we got. So now we simplify this and we got this. So we are going to add the two. So let's add it together and get our final answer. So we are going to say 21 minus 8 root 5 all over 11 plus 21 plus 8 root 5 all over 11. Now, remember in your addition of like fraction, like let me show us something. If I say 3 all over 2 plus 1 all over 2, since the denominator is the same, we just add this numerator by saying 3 plus 1 is 4. Then we pick this 2 denominator as a common denominator, which is 2. So 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. So let's apply that same thing here. You can see that the common denominator is 11. So what you simply do is add this numerator. Add the numerator together by saying 21 minus 8 root 5 plus this 21 plus this 8 root 5 all over 11. So now here we are going to get our final answer by saying minus 8 root 5 will cancel plus 8 root 5. Minus 8 root 5 cancel plus 8 root 5. Then we now say 21 plus 21. That will give us 42 all over 11. So this is our answer, 42 all over 11. All right, I believe you have learned something today. So see you in our next video.